Hi everyone, in this video I'll be reading one of my newest Violetta fanfics. This is from the notebook that I recently just finished. So, I call this one, Since When Has There Been an Angilest in Our Class? So, now I'm doing the original copy. I will in the future rewrite this and edit it and all that, but due to time and the fact that December is full and November's almost done, you know, I figured this is the quickest way to make these videos. I can then redo them on a later date in more higher quality. So this is the OG version of the video. Okay. Alright, here we go. I think that's good. You can see everything on screen. Alright, now, normally when you see my inspiration, I give you that after the fanfic is complete. However, when I write my stories, I do the inspiration beforehand for two reasons. One, so I have a frame of reference as I'm writing the story, because oftentimes I don't know how I'm going to end it when I start it. I just, I start it and then I'm like, we'll see where this goes, And so I'll often, use that to come back to as a reference later on. Also, if I'm thinking, hey, there's this fanfic I want to read, I can't remember which one it is, I'll read the inspiration and oftentimes I'll be like, oh, that's this one. Yeah, that's not the one I'm wanting. Or, yeah, I want to read this one. So it's just like a little reminder kind of thing. So you get to see the inspiration before the video if you're willing to watch the rough draft, the first draft of this. So it's just a little hidden thing you'll get if you watch this video. Anyway, on with the video. And the number is how many stories in the fanfic is. So this is 3. So there are 2 stories already in this notebook when I started this. So, and I did show you how I made the table of contents on my or on my TikTok channel. So I showed you the table of contents and how I complete it and everything. So, hope you enjoy. So, since when has there been an Angilest in our class? TV show Violetta. Started, August 30th, 2024 at 4:50 p.m. Completed September 3rd, 2024 at 6:06 p.m. The ones in this one took a little bit longer to complete than previous fanfics. So I really wanted them to be, I wanted to better my skills kind of thing. So I was trying to, and I try and write these for the ADHD viewer because that's me too. So try and keep these entertaining enough to someone who's got ADHD. So because I am my first viewer, so if I don't like it, I don't know if you guys will. But I try and tailor it for people who get distracted easily, type of thing. So, my inspiration. After eavesdropping on a conversation with Pablo and Angie, one of the students discovers Angie's secret. This was my inspiration. The next day in Angie's class, they are going to ask to do the attendance, where they proceed to call on everyone by their full names, ending with Angilest. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. And that was my inspiration for this story. Alright, can you see that on camera? Good. I had misplaced my washi tape, so I had to make my own for this fanfic. And at this point I forgot I usually put characters where the inspiration was, so I just reversed that. Since when has there been an Angilest in our class? Number 3 in this book here. Since when there's been an Angilest in our class. Again, I'd forgotten. I'd lost my washi tape, actually in my sister's car. So I had to make my own to separate the title from the story. So, MMJ. For those of you who this might be your first video, MMJ is myself, the writer. It is, MMJ is meant for staging, action, and time jumps. I don't have to explain this in the other videos because I have it written out, so you can read it if you so please. But I'm just going to explain it in here. So, Pablo and Angie are in Angie's class, in Angie's classroom. School is over. So, but one of the students had forgotten something in her class. The student has come back to grab it when they accidentally overhear the following conversation from outside of the room. Pablo asks, "When are you going to tell Violetta that you're Angilest?" Spy confused in their head, "Angilest?" Angie explains, "Look, I've tried multiple times to tell her that I'm her aunt. But anytime I try, either I get interrupted or I chicken out. I wish I could tell her I do. But for some reason I can't," says Angie. The spy, shocked unintentionally loud, "She's Violetta's aunt?" Pablo defensively, "Whoever said that, get in here right now," says Pablo. The spy runs off. Pablo follows. Pablo mad, "Get back here, mister." Now, MMJ. Thankfully, Pablo is unable to catch up with the spy. 5 minutes later, Pablo has caught up with Angie in her classroom. Angie wonders, "Well, were you able to catch up with the spy?" Pablo admits, "Unfortunately, no." "Well, I hope they don't out me," says Angie. Pablo assures, "I don't think they will. And even if they do, on the plus side, the secret will be out." "Well, I guess that could be good. Then she'll finally know." The next day at Studio 21, in Angie's class, Spy raises their hand. "Yes, Maxie?" Angie calls upon. "Yes, Maxie?" "Can I do the attendance today?" says Maxie. "Sure, but why?" "'Cause I want to be a teacher one day." Allows handing the attendance clipboard to Maxie, says Angie. Angie allows handing the attendance clipboard to Maxie. "Here you go." The two then switch spots. Maxie is now looking up at his peers as he calls upon his peers. Alright, Maxie alerts, "I'm gonna change it up and call everyone by their full first names, starting with Andre." Same. I think that's his full name. Some of them that are abbreviated, I'm like, I could have fun with this. So, anyway, Andre, yes, Andre responds, "Here." Maxie checks off his name. So I don't have to keep saying it every time the person says "here" or "I'm, present" or whatever. He's checking off their name. So I don't have to keep repeating that. Just he's checking it off as he calls their names. I put it down on paper, but I'm not going to constantly repeat it. It's a lot. All right. So, had to pause because someone was coming down. So, to pick up laundry, which is literally like right over, like in the room behind the wall right here is laundry. So, that's why you may hear laundry sounds in the background in some of these videos. But anyway, on with it. Maxie then next says, calls upon Brocco. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right and hearing that right. Brocco. Brocco answers, "Here." Maxie checks off his name, calls upon Broadway. I know it's spelled differently in the subtitles and stuff, but whatever. Okay, Broadway says here. Maxie checks off the name. Alright. I'm just going to stop saying that. Just assume that he's checking off the names as they say here. Okay, calls upon Camilla. Here. Maxie then calls upon Diego. Here. Maxie then calls upon Francesca. Here. Hope I spelled that name right. I probably didn't. Correct my spelling, but be nice in the comments about it. Anyway, Maxie says Federico. Check. Federico says here. Maxie checks off his name. Ludmilla. Here. Says Maxie. Ludmilla says Maxie. Ludmilla says here. Maxie checks off her name. Then calls upon confused Leonard? Who's that? Wait a minute. Leon? Is that your full first name? Is your full first name Leonard? I think that would be so funny to find out this entire time Leon was a short form for Leonard. I don't know why, but I think it would just be so fun to find out that he's been called by a nickname the entire time. Anyway, Leon answers, yes, I told the teachers to call me Leon since I don't like the name Leonard. Informs, I feel like the name's kind of nerdy, says Leon. Maxie surprised, wow, I did not see that coming. Everyone agrees with Maxie. Maxie checks his name off the list. Marco, next. I don't think that's a short form for anything, so I just kept it. Here. Maxie then checks off his own name. Next is me. Checks his name off the list. Next calls upon Natalia. Here, says Natty. Checks her name off the list. Next, Napoleon. Here, says Napo. Checks his name off the list. Tomas, says Maxie. Here, says Tomas. I think that's how it's pronounced. I usually would, on normal occasions, pronounce it as Thomas, not Tomas. But I think Tomas is how it's pronounced in Spanish. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tomas says here. Maxie checks his name off the list. Next calls upon Violetta. Violetta answers here. Angie getting up. Okay, you're done now. Maxie explains, no, I'm not yet. I'm not done yet. There's still one more person for me to call upon. Violetta confused, but you've already called upon everyone in this room. Maxie explains, no, I haven't. So, Angilest, are you here? Angilest? Says Violetta. Since when has there been an Angilest in our class? Okay, so, gonna continue now. Had to pause because I heard someone in the kitchen upstairs, which is not too far away from where I am, so. Anyway, I didn't want, clashing dishes to be in the background. Anyway, so, Violetta confused. Angilest? Since when has there been an Angilest in our class? Angie answers, since always, Vilu. Violetta realizes, wait, Angie is short for Angilest? Angie admits, yes, it is, but Maxie, how'd you know that? Thinks about it for a sec. Wait, were you the spy? Says Angie. Maxie admits, yes, I had forgotten my notebook in your class yesterday, and when I came back to grab it, I happened to overhear your conversation. Need that tail a little bit longer on the H. Happened to overhear your conversation with Pablo. Now, tell Vilu what you've wanted to tell her for months now. Angie explains, look, it can't get back to your father, says Angie. Violetta says, I promise, I won't tell him. Says, Violetta, honestly. Okay, it is still recording. I didn't forget to touch the button. Alright. Okay, the truth is, says Angie. The truth is, the Angilest you read about in your mother's diary, says Angie, is me. I'm your aunt on your mother's side, says Angie. Violetta points out worriedly, please tell me this isn't some weird, messed up prank you're pulling on me right now, says Violetta. Maxie brings up, why would either of us joke about that? Violetta clarifying, so it's true then? Angie confirms, yes, Vilu, I'm your aunt, says Angie. Violetta happily says, yes, this is the best news I've ever heard. Aside from Maxie and Pablo, does anyone else know you're my aunt? I told Rafa Palmer, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, to ensure he didn't let my secret life slip to anyone, and obviously my mother knows. So I have a grandmother out there somewhere, right? Says Violetta. Yes, says Angie, and she really wants to meet you. And I want to meet her, says Violetta. Angie alerts, well, I'll work out a meeting after school is over. Yay! One more question. Then, I promise you can get back to teaching us. Anyway, can we tell Olga and Romulo who you are? Angie suggests, why don't we give them clues and have them figure it out for themselves? Violetta happily approving, oh my gosh, I love that idea even more. We gotta do that, says Violetta. The students then begin class. When the school day is over, still on camera? Yep, okay. When the school day is over, Violetta gets home first, while Angie sets up a meet and greet for Violetta and Angelica. Violetta has just walked in through the back entrance. Hey, Olga. Did my mom have any siblings? Says Violetta. No, says Olga, quickly. Romulo, having overheard but unaware it was Violetta who walks into the kitchen from the living room. Walks into the kitchen from the living room. Of course Maria had a sister. We used to babysit her in Angilest. Is that so? Says Violetta. Romulo, oh my gosh, Violetta, you startled me there. I didn't see you there. Olga brings up, now, do you see why I answered it that way? Of course I remember babysitting them. Smacks the back of Romulo's head. Ow! Holding the back of his head. Violetta wonders, so, have you talked to Angilest recently? Olga points out, I don't have her number or address, so how could I? Romulo agrees, same here. Violetta wonders, but if you babysat her, how do you not recognize her? How come you can't recognize her? How come you can't recognize her? I was not reading that word. Romulo, confused. Have you met Angilest yet? Says Romulo. Violetta explains, yes, I have, today, in fact. Let's just say she's a lot closer than you think. Olga and Romulo give Violetta confused looks. Violetta suggests, just think about it, okay? Olga and Romulo, all right. A few hours later, at the dinner table. Olga has a realization. Oh my gosh. How did I not see it earlier? Vilu, is she who I think she is? Says Olga. Romulo shocked. Wait, you're thinking it's her? Wait. Considers it. Well, now that you say that, it would make sense. Olga wonders, well, Vilu, is she? Violetta answers, yes, she is. Herman wonders, Who are you talking about? Oh, they just found out that when Angie was little, they used to babysit her. Really? Says Herman. Angie says, yes, those two used to be. Angie reveals, yes, those two used to babysit me and my sister growing up. Herman excitedly, that's so cool. Speaking of, when are you going to introduce me to your sister? Angie explains, the thing is, I can't introduce you to her. Because she's with Maria in heaven, says Angie. Herman responds, oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. Thank you, says Angie. Violetta changing the topic slightly. Anyway, speaking of sisters, did my mom have any? Asked Violetta. No, she didn't, says Herman. Is that so? Because she mentioned her sister Angelest's birthday in her diary. Where'd you get your mother's diary, says Herman. It showed up in my room one day. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, I have family you never told me about. Why is that? Asks Violetta. Herman lies, 'cause Maria and Angilest didn't get along growing up. Maria told me Angilest used to bully her when they were kids. Also, their mother favored Angilest since she was the baby of the family. And not to mention, neither of them came to see you when you were born, says Herman. Angie annoyed. That is so not true. They were there. They wouldn't have missed an event, that event for anything, says Angie. Herman defensively. Oh, yeah? And how are you so certain, says Herman. Angie, mad, says, because I am all right. Just take my word for it. Herman annoyed. Fine. Looking toward the kitchen and jumps. Ah, Angelica, how long have you been standing there? Violetta, surprised. Wait, Angie, is she the Angelica? Angie answers, yes, she is. Angelica, can I hug you? Asks Violetta. Herman defensive. Don't hug her, Violetta, she's a stranger, says Herman. Violetta explains, no, she's not, she's my grandmother, who you refused to introduce me to my whole life. Then hugs Angelica. Herman worriedly says, who told you she was your grandmother? Violetta reveals, my auntie Angilest. You've met Angilest? Says Herman. Violetta explains, yes, I have. What is going on with my E and the S? Sorry. Okay. Yes, I have, says Violetta. But I'm not telling you where she is. That way, you can't take me away from her if you don't know where she is. Herman, annoyed, says, all right, fine. Now, Angelica, explain what you are doing here and how much you heard. Angelica explains, Angilest told me Philo finally knows I exist, so I came to see her. What I heard was you saying how Angilest used to bully Maria, and that you think I favored Angilest, and also the part where you said me and Angilest didn't show up for Maria when Violetta was born. And all of those statements I heard were completely false. How dare you insult my daughter? Especially since she's sitting right there, accidentally outing Angilest. Angie mumbles sarcastically, thanks a lot, Mom, you just outed me. Wait, is Angie short for Angilest? Yes, says Angie. I'm Maria's sister Angilest. Well, that explains a lot. Like what exactly, says Angie. Well, for starters, you sound like Maria when you sing. Thank you. That's a big compliment. Okay, what else? In your mannerisms, gestures, and the way you hold yourself, you are very similar to Maria. Angie points out, really? I had no idea. Mom, is that true? Says Angie. Angelica points out, yeah, he hit the nail on the head with that one. Herman and Angie apologize for their lies. Everyone forgives them. Okay. there we go. All the other liars apologize for their lies and are forgiven. Angelica enjoys growing her relationship with Violetta, and they all end the day sharing stories about young Maria and Angilest. Everyone's happy there's no more secrets between them. The end of Since When Has There Been an Angilest in Our Class? And that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video and everything. I really enjoyed making the story, and I hope you enjoyed listening to it. And if you've watched till the end of the video, comment a microphone emoji so I know that you watched the entire video. Please and thank you. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching.